Do the sex.
Today's Talk Sex with Annette topic is how to edge her with your hands until she begs you to let her finish. Edging isn't about lasting longer. It's a technique that uses her brain's reward system to make a regular orgasm feel like a regular orgasm and a post-edged one feel like nothing she's ever felt before. Repeated arousal cycles increase dopamine activity in the brain's reward center. Dopamine is the chemical your brain releases when you anticipate something pleasurable. The longer you keep her on that edge without letting her finish, the higher that dopamine climbs. When you finally let her release, that buildup converts into a more intense climax, sometimes a rolling orgasm her body has never been allowed to have. Today, I'm breaking down 5 moves: how to read her edge, how to pull her back without losing her, how to bring her up faster each cycle, how many edges actually work, and how to let her finish in a way that her body will be chasing for weeks. But before we get into the moves, we need to address something very important. Not every woman gets to the edge easily. Some of us, and I include myself in this, have a hard time orgasming with a partner at all. So this episode isn't just about edging. We're going to weave in how to approach edging with someone who struggles, what to do when she can't get there, and why this technique can actually be a path forward for women who've never been able to orgasm with someone else. Let's dive in. Cheers. Before we get into reading her edge, let's talk about the partner who doesn't have an edge yet. I'm one of those women. Orgasming with a partner has always been harder for me than orgasming alone, and I'm not the only one. The majority of women don't reliably orgasm during partnered sex. Many of us can come easily on our own and struggle when someone else is involved. If you're with a partner who can't get there yet, edging is not the starting point. Edging assumes she can reach the edge. So step 1 with her isn't pulling her back from a climax, it's helping her get to one in the first place. Here's how to approach this. The pressure of, are you going to come, is one of the biggest blockers for women like me. So you take it off the table entirely. You tell her, I'm not trying to make you come tonight. I'm trying to learn your body. That sentence alone resets her because she's no longer performing on a timeline. Then you bring in tools that don't depend on her cooperation. A clitoral suction toy like the Womanizer Premium 2 or the Enhance or the Womanizer Next. I've got reviews on all of them. They remove the variable of, is this pressure right? Because the technology adjusts in ways a finger can't. For women who have never been able to come with a partner, an external suction toy paired with your hands often gets them there the first time. Not because your hands aren't enough, but because a toy bypasses the cognitive monitoring she's been doing her whole life. Once she gets to her first orgasm with you, you've changed the game. Now her body has a map, and now edging becomes available. Now move 1 starts to matter. But until she has that first one, you are not edging her. You're building the foundation. Now for the 5 moves. Move number 1, read the edge. We're talking about the 4 signs she's about to come. You cannot edge her if you can't read her. So move 1 is learning the 4 signs that tell you she's right at the edge of a climax. These are not guesses. Each one is part of how the body responds physically to arousal. Sign number 1 is the breath catch. Breathing rates speed up throughout arousal, but right before climax, it stutters or briefly holds. You'll notice her breathing pattern change suddenly. A held breath, a sharp intake, a moment of stillness. That stutter typically happens 10 to 30 seconds before climax if you keep going. Sign 2 is her body heating up. Her heart rate climbs during sex and peaks at climax. If you feel her heart pounding against her chest, if her chest and neck go flushed and red, if her skin feels suddenly hot, she is right there. Some women get what's called a sex flush, a real reddening across the chest and upper body that's visible. That's your green light. Sign 3 is involuntary movement. As she approaches the edge, her pelvis lifts, presses, or her hips chase your hand. This is not performative. Her body is asking for more pressure. Quite involuntary sounds like a sharp intake of breath, a small moan she didn't plan, are way more telling than loud theatrical moans, which research has shown are often performed. Sign 4 is the grip change. Wherever she's holding you, your wrist, your arm, the sheets, she will suddenly squeeze tighter or go still, or try to direct your hand. This is her body taking over from her thinking brain. When you see 2 or more of these together, she's at the edge. That's the moment that matters. For a partner who struggles to orgasm, these signs may be subtler. Her breath catch might be tiny, her hip lift might be barely perceptible. You're going to have to slow down even more and watch closely. The signs are still there, they're just quieter. If you can't see the edge, you can't use it. So slow down and watch her body. She'll tell you everything you need to know without saying a word. Move 2 is the pullback. Don't stop, redirect. You found her edge. Here's the most counterintuitive part of edging, and the part most partners get wrong. The pullback is not a stop, it's a redirect. The second you see those edge signs, you don't remove your hand, you change what your hand is doing. If you were on her clitoris with focused pressure, you slow down to barely there. If you were inside her with a curl, you slow the curl. If you were doing the figure 8 from my last episode, you make it a bigger and lazier 8. You're still touching her. You're just dialing down the intensity from 90 to 60%. Keep contact, but remove the specific sensation that was pushing her over. You hold that lower intensity for anywhere from 15 to 45 seconds. You're watching her body the whole time. If her hips relax back down and her breathing levels out, you've pulled her back successfully. Here's why this works. When you stop completely, her body releases a hormone called prolactin that shuts everything down: desire, arousal, the climb. It's why you feel sleepy after orgasm. But when you keep her aroused without letting her release, you stay in the buildup phase. Dopamine, that anticipation chemical, keeps climbing. Her body is essentially saying, wait, give me that again. That's what makes the next climb stronger. Pull her back without breaking contact, and you're stacking arousal. Pull her back by stopping, and you lose everything you've built. For a partner who struggles to climax, the pullback is risky early on. If she's just gotten to the edge for the first time, you may want to let her finish that first one and edge her on subsequent rounds once her body knows it can get there. Read her, talk to her, and ask her what she wants. Move 3 is the faster climb. Bring her back and layer in something new. Bringing her back to the edge is where it gets interesting. Her body holds the buildup from the previous edge. Her nerve endings are primed. Her nervous system is staying in a heightened state. After 15 to 45 seconds of low contact, slowly bring your intensity back up. Slowly. You don't jump from 60% back up to 90. You climb. Same technique, same rhythm, gradually increasing pressure or speed. So why slowly? Because she's now hypersensitive. Her nerve endings are firing in a way they weren't before. If you go too fast, you'll trigger her finish before she's ready and waste the buildup. Each subsequent climb generally happens faster than the first because arousal compounds: increased blood flow, increased nerve sensitivity, and a nervous system that is already in arousal mode. Those all stack on each other. You'll likely see her come back to the edge faster than the first time, though the exact timing varies by woman. Here's where you can change the game. As you bring her back up, layer in something new. Add your other hand or switch from external to internal. Bring in a toy. The Womanizer Premium 2 can hold her rhythm with external stimulation while you use your hand for internal stimulation. Now her body has 2 channels firing instead of 1. For a partner who struggles, this is also where blended stimulation could be a game changer. The Womanizer Duo Next or the Womanizer Blend combines clitoral suction with internal vibration in one toy, meaning she's getting 2 types of stimulation simultaneously without anyone splitting their attention. For some women, this is the combination that finally gets them to the climax they've never had with a partner. And from there, edging becomes possible. The second time you bring her up, she gets back faster. The third time, faster still. Her body remembers, her body wants, and your hands stay steady while everything in her builds. Move 4 is the third edge rule. 3 is the sweet spot. How many times do you edge her before you let her come? 3. That's the sweet spot for most women based on how arousal stacks and how the brain's reward system loads. Enough edges to load her body with anticipation and tension, but not so many that you frustrate her past the point of enjoying. Here's how the 3 edges break down. Edge 1 is the slow climb. You're learning her body in real time. It might take anywhere from 10 to 20 to 30 minutes to get her there the first time. Edge 2 is a faster climb. Her body remembers where she was, less time and more intensity. Edge 3 is the begging edge. By the time you bring her up the third time, her body is desperate. She might start asking, telling you, pleading. Some women say it out loud. Some women grab your hand and try to push you where they want you. Some women look at you in a way you can't unsee. That's the begging point. When you see it, you know she's ready. Now, here's the most important part. She is authority on her own body. If she tells you she's done edging at 2, you let her finish at 2. If she tells you to keep going at 3, you have a conversation. A 3-edge rule is a structure that works for most people most of the time. She gets to decide when she's done. For a partner who's struggling to orgasm, this rule doesn't apply the same way. She may only be able to do 1 edge before her body needs release. Some may not get to a clear edge at all the first session or the second. The goal is not to hit 3 edges. The goal is to learn what her body can handle and meet her there. 3 edges, 1 rule that beats it. Listen to her. Move 5 is the release. Don't change anything. This is where most partners screw it up after doing everything else right. She's at the begging edge. You bring her back up. She starts coming, and the instinct is to speed up. Press harder, get excited, change something because something feels like it's about to break loose. Don't. You don't change a single thing during her orgasm. Same rhythm, same pressure, same angle, same finger, same speed. Whatever you were doing the second she started coming, you keep doing exactly that until she completes. Her orgasm is rhythmic muscular contractions synchronized to the input she's getting. Change the input mid-orgasm, and you disrupt the contraction pattern. She loses the release. The orgasm cuts short. Hold the rhythm, hold the pressure, stay through every contraction, then keep going. Here's what most partners don't know. Unlike men, women don't have a hard refractory period after climax. Her body's resolution phase is gradual. If stimulation continues during that brief window of sustained sensitivity, some women can climb directly back into another orgasm. Most women have never had a rolling orgasm, not because their body can't do it, because no one was patient enough to stay steady through the first one and keep going. This is also where a toy can extend the moment. The Womanizer Premium 2 or the Womanizer Duo Next, held on her clitoris during her orgasm, can keep the stimulation going at a consistent level that your hand might tire of holding. Her body keeps receiving the same input, the contraction pattern continues, the second wave comes. When she finally goes still, slow your contact down gradually. She's hypersensitive, and abrupt withdrawal is jarring. Slow your motion to nothing, keep your weight on her, let her ride it out. That's the release. 3 edges, 1 rolling orgasm if her body is ready, and a partner who will be thinking about your hands for days. So here's a quick review. Read the edge using 4 signs. Pull her back without breaking contact. Bring her back up slowly and layer in something new. 3 edges is the sweet spot, but she's the authority. And when you let her finish, don't change a single thing. For partners who struggle to orgasm with someone else, and I am one, edging is something you build toward, not start with. Take the pressure off. Bring tools that bypass cognitive monitoring. Let her body learn it can get there with you. Then edging becomes available. Try it. Let me know how it goes. Drop it in the comments. Email me at annette@talksexwithanette.com. If you're looking for a coach, my books are open. You can find out more about that at talksexwithanette.com. Until next time, I'll see you in the locker room. Cheers.